Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome back to Saeed TV and welcome back to another show, Saeed with Moosa. Obviously, Moosa is not here right now. He's just coming. You get me? He's on his way. He's just settling in. You know what I mean? Getting into the hub right now. He'll be with us any minute right now. Big up to everybody in the chat, bro. Love. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you are liking the video. Love to everybody who's tuned in. I want to message Moosa again right now and let him know I'm live. Big up to everybody, man. Love everyone tuning in. How's everyone doing? What you man saying? What you man saying in the building? And here he is. Now he's just settling his phone. Good timing, Moosa. What are you telling me?
I'm in the building. Say something. What you saying? What you saying?
You're in the Dolia.
The DONNY live and direct.
Live and direct, man. Big up to you, man. Man, like Moosa called it, Ronaldo's coming home, he said. We need to get Ronaldo.
I told the people they were sleeping on me.
Hey?
I told the people they were sleeping on me. They didn't believe me. I told them,
They didn't believe you. I didn't believe you as well, bro. I'll be honest with you.
Nah, I was just thinking this Ronaldo pays for himself, the wages, everything, the image rights. I just thinking it's a no-brainer for people like the Glazers. You know what I mean? The Glazers, they just all about that dividends, getting that money up. So for me, the Ronaldo deal wasn't money out of their pocket. And then they've done a 5-year payment plan of like €2.5 million a year.
That's crazy. They're the kings of money, man. They know how to do it, man. If you want money and you want to know Glazer Law Mixer, you want to know this, you want to know that, bro, go see the Glazers, man. Go chat to them. Them man do it, bro. Like, it's crazy because we chatted on a Wednesday, then the rumors were circling, obviously, that he was leaving and that, Man City are involved. Who would have thought a couple of days later he'd be at United and signed within, a couple of hours? You know what I mean? Let's be real.
You know what it was? I just couldn't see, some things you can see it. I just couldn't see, even in my wildest dreams, Ronaldo walking out at the Etihad Stadium. I just couldn't see it. How? Like, even like, some things you can envision it. Like, you can vision the vision. Yeah. But I just couldn't see. I'm thinking, how? How does Ronaldo walk out at the Etihad and then, no, it's empty, bro. Hey, how does he walk out the Etihad and then, United fans are there cheering. We've got the chance from when he used to play for us. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I couldn't see it happening. And then on top of that, how does Alex Ferguson allow that to happen? I just couldn't see it.
Yeah, exactly. He couldn't let it happen. He couldn't, man. You get me? Like, the feeling was that United were in the negotiation, but them man had to step it up, man. You know what I mean? Imagine all that Glaze out movement. Imagine that would have been fierce, mate. That guy would have been, listen, there would have been riots, mate, if he came to Man City, I'm saying to you, they had a banner on saying, welcome to Manchester. Do you think Ronaldo always wanted to come to United, or was it just a case of where the money was at, or where he wanted to go?
No, I just feel like, I think he wanted to come. I think that he might have thought that he burnt these bridges where he didn't come to us after Madrid, or maybe he stayed too long at Madrid and didn't come a bit earlier. But I think it's our fault because he's already done 3 years in Juve in Italy. So if we would have really went in for him, I think Jose was there at the time, and I don't think Ronaldo was trying to play for Jose again, or nor did Jose maybe have the same impetus that Solskjaer would have had. I don't think Jose would be calling up Alex like, yo, Alex, make Ronaldo come here. Like, Jose thinks he's his own man. So I feel like Ollie knows he's a fanboy. Ollie has no problems ringing up Alex and begging for help. You know what I'm saying? Ollie has
exactly.
Yeah, he's a fanboy. He's got no problems, ringing up even the Glazers, who've basically given him the opportunity of his lifetime to bring back someone like Ronaldo. So I just thought it is what it is. So, but for me, I thought we was going to win the league without Ronaldo. So for me, I'm telling you, Man United have to win the league. I don't want to hear anything. There's no excuses, Anyway.
You know what, I think everyone was talking about the midfield and all that, but right now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't want that midfielder. He made it clear that he's got 6 available. So how can you give an
clear.
excuse to a man that doesn't say that he needs something? It's like almost, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's like saying to kind of a poor person, I don't need you anymore. Sometimes you just got to leave them alone, innit? You feel me? Like Ronaldo says here, well, as you know, I have a fantastic history with an amazing club. I was there at 80 years old, and of course, I'm so happy to be back after 12 years. So I'm really, really glad. Everyone knows Sir Alex Ferguson was key. I remember when he played against Man United, I was at Sporting Lisbon. I'm so happy I want to carry on again to make history to help Man United achieve great results, to win trophies, and number one of them to win great things. Cristiano Solskjaer, we had a chat, but of course I'm going to have to speak to him face to face to know what he expects. Oh, that looks like a showdown, man.
yeah, but my 100% go on.
As you know, I played with Solskjaer for 2 or 3 years. I have a good relationship, but now with a different role, I'm a player and he's a coach. Jeez, like I did before. Like I do this all the time. I try my best to help teams score goals, make assists, win games. I hope to see them very, very soon. Yo, man, he's coming in and he's expecting big, man. He's not messing around
Of
here.
course he is, blood. We're talking about the Euros top goal scorer, Serie A top goal scorer. But what's man talking about? Like, I don't get it. This is what I was saying to you the other day when I was saying that I think Ronaldo still got it, he hasn't. Because I was saying to you that if Lukaku's meant to be this serious done, well, we're buying someone who outscored him. And if all these guys who were playing in the European competition in the summer were meant to be serious dons, where did Portugal even go to the Euros for Ronaldo to be top goal scorer?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So my thing is the brother scores goals. The only thing I'm afraid of is Man United do not create. A lot of the goals we've had from Greenwood, you've had to create your own goals.
Been out of nothing. Yeah, it's been
out of nothing. That's the only thing I'm afraid of. But I say it again, and I believe the type of midfielder we've been trying to go for in Neves, and all of that, I believe we've got it in Donny van der Beek. I just don't know how many times I can say it.
Man. He's locked up though, man. Donny van der Beek's locked up. I don't know if you heard the quotes from his agent. He's saying, there was talks of Everton, but Ole didn't want to let him go. You know what I mean? Apparently there's rumors that Ole is kind of like saying to him, yo, man, you're not getting sold, mate. Not even a loan. We need you here. So
yeah, Ole's saying that Ole is gonna have to play Donny because I think the push is gonna come. I don't know if it's gonna come out of injury, necessity, but Donny's gonna play in that position because I look at Man City's midfield. Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva. Yeah. None of them are 6 foot. Who's 6 foot there?
Yeah, that's true.
None of them. Who's there at Rodri? He does the holding, but what does he have as a midfielder that Van der Beek don't have?
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to hear it. What does Neves have as a midfielder? Like maybe I can't see it, I'm wrong, but what does Neves have as a midfielder?
Maybe the long shots. That's about it. That's about it. Maybe long shots.
No, but Van der Beek can do the long shots. We've seen it.
Yeah.
He can do it. Obviously, those long shots come in a time where, you've been playing regularly, you're confident, so you start putting in your techers. But long shots, long passes, long balls, arriving late in the box, and tenacity, shuffling over to stop and break down attacks. Van der Beek has everything that Neves has. Neves is a good number 6, number 8.
Yeah.
But we're not saying he's like in the top 5, top 10 world class, that he's mad. No, Van der Beek can do that role. Yeah. So all I'm saying is there's no way Pep Guardiola coaches Man United and he doesn't have a midfield three of Pogba on the left, Van der Beek in the middle, and Bruno on the right in a 4-3-3. Yeah. There's no way. He lines up the exact same that he lines up for Man City. He doesn't play all that because what's sad is that I heard Rulenstein talking the other day and he said that he doesn't get why Van der Beek don't play because he's a big fan of him. And he says that normally what coaches do, they work with the better players to create ways of playing where we keep the ball in midfield and when we lose it, we get it back as quickly as we can. You don't have to be. If you have a way of playing and a team strategy, you don't have to be this Makalele type footballer or Davis, breaking down midfield,
Yeah,
Gattuso.
that's true.
You don't have
That's
to be
true.
that. If you
But
have a
when
way of
Ollie doesn't
playing,
see that. Ollie doesn't
Ollie
see that
don't.
though. Ollie has a set plan of midfielder. He goes, I've got 6 midfielders. When you look at it, United don't really have 6 midfielders. When he's trying to say that DM role, we can wait till next summer. He wants Declan Rice. But again, you've got players in there that could do that job, but he don't want to use them. He's now becoming stubborn, innit? He's got his own ways, innit? And that's the problem, man. He's got his own ways, and I think it's going to be his downfall. It's going to be his downfall.
Ollie, people go to Man City. No, don't bust it. People go to Man City and get bossed about in a free man midfield. And these 3-man midfields are small guys, small individuals. Do you know what I'm saying? And they still, because they keep the ball. And if they lose the ball, guess what they do? They work hard to get it back. Yeah. This is all they do. So I just feel like Man United has to find a way to do better than where we are right now.
Exactly, man. And that's the thing, when you look at the window as a whole, you know what I mean? Are we happy? Are we satisfied with it? Moosa, are we happy that this window's been a good window for you? When you look at it, Varane, Sancho, Ronaldo, obviously Tom Heaton as well, has this been a successful window for you?
For me, I feel like if you would have said to any Man United fan, yeah, you're going to buy Donny van der Beek, we say, what? Has it been 2 years? It's around 18 months. How long has Donny been here?
18 months, yeah. 18
within
months.
18 months, you're going to buy. Yeah, within 18 months, you're going to buy Donny van der Beek. Who else came in last year?
Cavani.
You're going to buy Donny van der Beek, Cavani, Telles, Ronaldo, Sancho, and Varane within an 18-month space. Would we be saying anything but we're winning titles, bro?
That's true. That's true.
This is in an 18-month space.
Amad Diallo as well. Amad
Diallo, that quality of player. Do you think if Man City, Pep, brought that in, or Liverpool, there'll be anything? You see, Liverpool didn't even buy anyone this year, bro. Who did Liverpool get?
Nobody.
Just that one defender.
Just say, they don't even need him now. They've got bloody 3 or 4 others that are there that are capable of doing a job.
This is what I'm trying to say. So my thing is, and again, and I keep on saying it, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the only manager who, in the top places that we're in now, who doesn't play a midfield 3 of Donny, Bruno, and Pogba. Because that midfield 3 keeps the ball. And you know what? One thing as well, I think that's underrated against from Bruno is Bruno has tenacity to chase back and to tackle. He just has to be in the mid, because playing for Pep won't allow you to play unless you can do the dirty work of when we lose the ball, you get it back. So I can only imagine Bruno in a midfield 3 or playing for someone like Pep. Bruno will be tackling and supporting Donny in that 3 and Pogba. They'll all be defending together as a unit.
He's so forward. He's so forward.
Because, and this is what I'm saying. But look at someone like what's his name now? De Bruyne. How many tackles do we see him doing? Look how forward De Bruyne always is. But because everyone at City has to know how to defend as a unit. So that's why you all find them making, last ditch tackles at the edge of their boxes, and because they defend as a unit. I just think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has the team to win Champions League, to win FA Cup, and to win the Premiership. And if he doesn't, he has to go.
No excuses. You know what I mean? There's no excuses, because at the end of the day, guys, what you got to understand is United have had an option to go get midfielders. We've seen now Chelsea. Someone wrote a tweet before, Chelsea have got a better midfielder than us before they have Saul, and they still added another midfielder in. This is crazy, Like someone wrote yesterday on Twitter, they've got a better midfielder than us, but still added Saul. You know what I mean? When you're challenging for things and you have that expectancy to win, you have to go and get one more. You have to go and do it more. But the thing is, now we can't. a lot of United fans can't say, well, we didn't get out one midfielder, but then Ole didn't go get one. So how are you blaming, how are you blaming United fans for not
Chelsea
expecting
didn't
better
even, yeah, and Chelsea didn't even pay for him. That's what's sad. He didn't even pay for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't pay for him. So when you look at that, that was an opportunity for United. We could have done the exact same thing.
Yeah,
1 minute
man.
there, bro.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy, man. Like, how we've got to this level where United have added nothing to that midfield, but yet Chelsea have added Saul. And Saul is an option to buy as well. It's not as if it's not, it's an obligation to buy. It's an option to buy. But listen, we're not depressed. We're just analysing the window. We're just analysing the window. We want to win the league. We want to try and aim to win the league. You know what I mean? And this is the kind of conversation you need to be having. Ole didn't want a midfielder. That's the key thing we've got to analyse. Ole did not want a midfielder. So again, he has to be judged at the end of the season of what he did with this squad. Because the squad ain't too rubbish,
No, of course it ain't, man. My thing is this: the only reason Man United fans we are saying what we're saying is that it's been 9 years since we've won the Premier League title. We've got one of the best squads we've had. Even when Ferguson was here, Ferguson didn't have this type of squad. Do you know what I'm saying? So for the fact that we've got this squad and we've scraped through, because we should have lost to Southampton, but De Gea saved us. And again, we could have drew or lost to who did we play last again? Here, what am I talking about? We could have lost to Southampton and Wolves. We were lucky to beat Wolves again because of De Gea. And we've got this squad. This is the only reason we're having this type of feeling. We're like, oh, what? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Because we're thinking we should be doing much better than we're actually doing. Do you know what I'm trying to say in terms of, like, we shouldn't be, like, Liverpool. We saw Chelsea go to Liverpool, go a man down and put on a serious performance. We've seen our title contenders in City turning guys over. We've seen Tottenham sit at top of the league, winning comfortably, getting their wins. Nuno's bringing in a new system, a new philosophy. Yeah. People are not saying much about Tottenham because they're just expecting them to drop. But Nuno's going to make it hard.
Yeah, teams like Tottenham, be hard to beat.
Harder to beat. And then they got Harry Kane that can put the ball in the back of the net. And the thing about Tottenham and teams like Tottenham, Leicester, what they do, they make it hard for those who want to win the league because they're there and thereabouts, hustling and bustling within the Premier League. You know what I mean? Making it difficult, putting pressure on you. So it's difficult. And we're just thinking, as United fans, there shouldn't be a Man United fan now for me who doesn't believe Man United can win the league this season. And the fact that we still got fans who believe that they're not sure. They're like, well, Ronaldo don't win you the league. We don't have a midfielder, blah, blah. Bro, we bought Donny van der Beek. Yeah,
this is the best squad I've ever seen in the
best squad.
Maybe since 2008, it's probably the best squad.
Of course,
when you look at it, because you had a prime Ronaldo back in the day. You had Rooney, Tevez, and you had Rio Ferdinand Vidic. You got Maguire and Varane now. It's not a too shabby centre back. You've got decent fullbacks in Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. You hardly get past them. I know that midfield is a problem, but still, you've got options at midfield that he doesn't want to use. It's like almost saying now, Alex Ferguson not saying to Owen Hargreaves, you're not coming on because I'm going to use John O'Shea at midfield instead of you. Like, he would never do that, Alex Ferguson. He would never not play Hargreaves when he was called upon.
And this is what I'm saying. And also we've got winners in that change room. And there's a winner that's been in that change room for a while now that I don't think people have been putting the respect on his name for a long time. And that's Juan Mata. Juan Mata's won everything you can win in the game. Yeah. Everything, bruv. The brother has won everything. World Cup, Champions League, Premier League. He's won everything in the game. Yeah. A lot of the young, I've always seen how Man United players talk about Juan Mata, Pogba and all of that. Juan Mata's a Don they all rate. Big Don. He's there. He's in that changing room. He's well thought after, can bring the young lads in, and he knows what it takes to win.
What does he bring to the team, though? What would he bring to the team? Because I look at we don't have them kind of technical players. Them kind of technical players like Ahmad, Donny van der Beek, and Mata, they get out of the team. They're not there. They're not
because we don't have a manager. Do you think Juan Mata wouldn't play for Pep?
He probably had more games than United. Absolutely.
Of course he would, because Juan Mata is younger than Silva, who they sold recently.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So the reality is, it's because sadly, the type of manager that played Juan Mata was my man. What's his name? The Dutch guy that we had, our manager, because he likes football.
Van Gaal.
Van Gaal. That man there play Mata all day, every day. Because Van Gaal wants to keep the ball. And the thing about Van Gaal, obviously, he didn't get backed in his last season. Mourinho didn't get backed in his last season when he finished second. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer finished second. He got Ronaldo, Sancho, Varane. The brother's been backed fully.
Wow.
So that saying, I don't want to hear nothing at Christmas. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not competing and we're out of the title race with Ronaldo, Sancho, Varane, we spent 80 million on Maguire, 50 million on Wan-Bissaka, who's an outstanding defender. Wan-Bissaka is a right back. I don't want to see Wan-Bissaka do anything, but you see all of this, Wan-Bissaka has to attack. He has to be better.
By the way, did you hear about the news? He's been arrested for drink driving. Driving without license or insurance.
That's Pete. What does it mean for him?
I don't know. He'll get like maybe a suspended sentence.
Yeah,
let me know in the comments. You know what I mean? He'll just get his license revoked for 2-3 years or whatever. Like, you know, he's.
Someone said, "Yeah, Man United already getting the excuses ready, saying they ain't got a midfielder." This is
what I'm saying, and I think it will be this. That will be the excuse. I think.
No, but the thing is,
people that are playing on it though. They played on it.
But I think what you said earlier said it all. Ollie said he's got 6 there and he's happy. So that kills it now. He's happy. He's got 6 midfielders. He's happy, and that's something that he's got to deal with. But one thing about players like Donny van der Beek and that, I truly believe they're going to outlast Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I'm not worried, because I believe the next manager Man United get 100% plays Donny.
Zidane will play him. Zidane likes that technical
100% plays, 100% plays Donny. So that's why I'm not worried too much. Donny's young enough for the next manager to come in and play him. And that's why I'm happy that he's still under 25. The only thing that I'm sad about him is his personal accolades of not being able to get into the Dutch squad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's been left out again.
Why is he getting told to stay? Because apparently Everton, the rumours were Everton wanted him. And you know what it is, these guys called Laurie Whitwell and all that, them Ollie bombers, innit, you feel me? Them guys that protect Ollie, you know, these guys that are from the Atletico, they protect Ollie. But the guy who's in Amsterdam is a journalist who broke the news that, you know, Donny wants to go to Man United. He said that there was been offers from Everton, and his agent, you know, I mean,
of course, because Benitez, as far as Benitez is concerned, he's like an Alonso. He's got tenacity. He can tackle, but he can also give long balls. He can also pass very well. I think, he's a one-touch footballer, very tidy on the ball. All the attributes you need to be a 6. That's not a hard, bustling, tackling 6, but one that intercepts the ball. One that can get the ball and pass it to Pogba. One that if Pogba's marks, he can then give a better, longer ball onto someone else, to Bruno, or onto the left, onto the right. Someone who's got that about him. Someone who doesn't need more than 2 touches to get rid of the ball. But someone who's also got the energy and the engine room to get back and to intercept and to make it difficult. He's got that. And then on top of that, we've got Wan-Bissaka, who's one of the best defenders in the Premier League. So if we push up, the back 2 can turn into a back 3 with Luke Shaw further up. So if we have the 2 6s of Pogba and Pogba and Donny, what happens is, when you've got Varane and Maguire in there, rather than us always sending Wan-Bissaka up, trying to make him be that done, he drops back and has that extra cover. And we know who's getting past Wan-Bissaka. So where's the pressure?
Yeah.
That's what a serious tactical manager would do. He would just say, cool, we're gonna play with a 4-3-3. You, Wan-Bissaka, going forward is not your thing. We'll let Luke Shaw get forward, We'll let Bruno on the right come in and get forward and do what he needs to do with Sancho. You just tuck in with the other 2 centre midfielders in the back and stay the cover. And you go on.
The one that's going forward, though. That's the thing, though. He's always the one that's going forward. He's pleaded guilty to driving while disqualified. Bloody hell. without a license and without insurance. So he's come out, you know, he said, you know, F the system. He said, man, I'm driving, mate. You know what I mean? Someone said he plays drunk driving anyway as well. You know what I mean? He's always a bit.
Nah. Wan-Bissaka saved he saved us against Wolves,
Yeah.
bro. I don't want to hear it. Man, I have to put respect to Wan-Bissaka. He for me, it was Wan-Bissaka or De Gea for man of the match. Even Varane had a good game, but for me, Wan-Bissaka was immense, man. I think man have to. How can your position be called right back? It means you got to stay right back, bruv. Don't want to see you anywhere. Stay right back. Don't go anywhere. But then you get criticized. It's like criticizing.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go. It's like criticizing a striker for not being good at defending. It doesn't make sense to me. How can you criticize a forward and say he's not a good defender? We need forwards that can defend, but he's doing his job, because the equivalent of what Wan-Bissaka does as a defender is the equivalent of a striker who scores 20 goals a season. So Wan-Bissaka is the equivalent of a 20-goal striker as a defender, but it's like having someone who scores 20 goals but saying, no, we need someone who can score 20 and defend. Nah, brother, just score your goals, you do the defending, let Sancho play and let Sancho do his thing. But even Sancho, Sancho's not even playing on the right, bro. He's playing on the left. But hey, boy, I haven't even mentioned it yet. Well, I'll go on for Dan James.
He's gone, man. He's gone. Leeds took him, man.
Leeds took the boy.
28 million, man.
28 million, and we can't get a change for Lingard. So we saying Dan James is better than Lingard?
I don't know what Lingard. The thing is, Lingard, I think he wants to play with Ronaldo, man. He wants to. Yo, listen, the way he's a Ronaldo fanboy, man. Lingard, he wants to play with him. Lost part of his career. He's thinking, right, I need to play with Ronaldo. I need to get that wallpaper. You know, the house wall. I want to be known that I played with Ronaldo in this season when I was 28. I look at the picture when I was with him when I was like about 10 or 11.
One side is, the thing is, if we play 4-3-3 and we start with Bruno, Van der Beek and Pogba, people like, what's his name, Lingard, get more game time. Because when you take off a Pogba or a Bruno, you can bring on Lingard in the middle of that, in an 8 position. You know what I mean? Because Lingard is also got the engine on him and can play that position. But what's sad is the way we're playing with 2 6s, it just takes away from those attacking players, those players that can do more. So that's why I feel like his game time is going to be very limited at Man United, and I don't see how it goes. But knowing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he might play Sancho into bad form because of the way he plays him and utilizes Sancho. So the fact that Sancho plays himself into a bad form, he then gets benched and don't start games, where Lingard starts in front of Sancho, does well, and then we start seeing Sancho in the bench. Yeah, that's Ole, you know, bro.
I know,
because Ole will bring a player in who's excited to be at Man United, gas to get off the mark, play themselves into bad form because he's not getting the ball. You know, he's looking scatty the way we saw Sancho looking scatty against Wolves, and then all of a sudden Ole starts talking about, well, he needs time to develop. He needs time. It's a different league. Well, really, it's your tactics, bro. Because that's what happened to Donny. Donny Van der Beek came in and was playing good, bro. Yeah, playing well. Exactly. Ole played him into bad form. He needs to get used to the league.
This is it, man. Big up Carefree Lewis. He goes, Saeed, CR7 going into AC penetration. Listen, man, Christensen will be back to the normal Christensen soon, mate. You gas about Christensen, man. You know what I mean? But big up Lewis. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, my brother right there. You know what it is, for me? Someone asked me as well about off topic, what will happen with the Must with the board. Listen, man, the Must ain't got nothing now, mate. You know what I mean? Everyone's back to forget about the Glazers, mate. You know what I mean? That's the reality. Yo, Saeed, I think Ole will be sacked if we don't get in Champions League for next season. Oh, you damn right, mate. Are you mad? You know what I mean? The thing is with Sancho now, man, he looked lost though last game. You know what I mean? Did you see that? Did you see that clip of Bruno? Tell him, when I get the ball, you run.
Yeah.
That video.
Which one?
There's a video of Sancho, of what's it called? Bruno telling Ole just to run. I'll get it up now if you man can wait there.
So Bruno's telling who? Bruno's saying to who?
Bruno's telling Sancho, when I get the ball, you just run.
Yeah, because Ole's not telling the man anything, bro. Ollie's going. Didn't you see that video when Ollie bought on Jaden Sanch? I mean, bought on Greenwood and said, "Greenwood, get on." He said, "Get on, lad. All we need is a goal to change the game." I was like, obviously the goal changes the game, but what do you want him to do? What's the what you setting him on? Where's he play? Like, what's the tactics?
Yeah.
He's telling Greenwood only a goal changes the game, son. It's like obviously a goal changes the game, bro. But I could have said that. What else are you gonna tell him as your manager? What direction? What instructions are you giving him other than a goal changes the game?
Yeah,
is that what we're dealing with? This time here, you see Pep doing hand signs, letting them know signals. We got Ollie saying a goal changes the game. Wow, right? Anyway.
Man, it's madness, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy, man. I just think for me, you know, we've got a player, Sancho, who isn't really fast, but we need to get the ball to him. But we don't play that way. We play 100 miles an hour. And you know what I mean? You know, we got to find out our way of playing. And I don't know. I think sometimes what Ollie's doing now, maybe he's thinking, I've got world-class players now throughout the whole pitch. They can play for themselves. You know, maybe he doesn't become that coach anymore. Maybe we're a self-driving car. You know, the new technology where it drives for itself. Maybe that's what United are now.
That's what he wants us to be, them Google cars. But in reality, this is where someone just put that on there. Sancho's not really a fast winger. The guy wants the ball to play 1-2s and to move. And that's kind of correct. He's not a rapid Dan James, but what Sancho is, he carries the ball fast. So when he's got the ball, he can move fast with it. So he can carry it fast at his feet just because of the close control. But he's also a player that played a lot of 1-2s with Haaland and other guys at Dortmund. You know, someone who's good at getting and receiving and turning and going. So we need those triangles. These men are known to play football. These men play triangles. But sadly, we're in a situation where there's no triangles. Nothing's happening.
Triangles with Ronaldo, and you know, whoever's in that midfield. Will he?
No, when I watched the game, Sancho and Bruno ended up in the same spaces a lot of the times against Wolves. They ended up very close to each other, running into the same spaces.
Yeah.
And that's A, because they haven't played with each other much. But that's also B, they haven't tactically been trained that well for them to kind of have a system of play. Because what normally happens when you have a holding and you have the 2-8s, the 2-8s, if Pogba's on the left, Pogba will start to build relationships with Rashford, who's out there on the left, on the wing, and then Bruno on the right of a three will start to build relationships with Sancho. But then Pogba and Bruno will have relationships, and then they'll have relationships with the two guys out on the wing who also have relationships with their wing backs. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But because we're here now, we're getting the ball in this formation that we're playing, and because we got 2 6s, the 6s are always just told to get the ball back, break it up, and then somehow give it to Bruno. He'll do the rest. And that's why Bruno scores a lot and assists a lot. But it's all going through Bruno. There's no relationships. No one ain't got relationships in the middle of that part, except for the 2 6s who have to run around like dogs to break up the ball.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I just feel like the team, it's going to be self-taught because a lot of them are in a team right now, but there isn't that coaching, that kind of it will be a lot of individual brilliance, but that will only carry for so long, and that's the worry, with all this signings. Can Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his coaching team mold them together? Can he get the midfield balance right? Can he, because at the end of the day, you can't be having Pogba and Fred. Where does Pogba go now in this team now? Because he can't play on the wings anymore. Where does Pogba go now?
Oh, I don't know, man. When I look at this team, there's only one. And what's sad about this thing is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows what he needs to do. He came in, and the thing is, if we never saw Ole play the 4-3-3 when he first came in, we would have something to argue about. But Ole has 2 world-class defenders. Man United have to concede goals. Everyone concedes goals, but you have to bet. You have to say, well, okay then, your best striker versus our 2 best defenders. Go on then. Let's see what you're made of. That's what you got to do. You got to be like, okay, Lukaku, let's see what you can do to Varane and Maguire. Go on. That's how the game goes. It's not always about just protecting. And I just feel like we're in a situation where he's so worried about protecting this back four. We're finding ourselves in a difficult situation because Bruno Pogba needs to be free. He can't be playing like he did against Wolves as a six. He can't, because he wasn't playing as an eight. He can't.
He wasn't. He was playing. Oh, he was playing more behind than Fred. You know what I mean? Dan Jones says here, what do you think the offense when Rashford comes back? Who plays on the right? I think Greenwood's a no-brainer in this team. You need to put Greenwood in there.
I think Greenwood's a no-brainer, but my thing is this: how the heck does Pep get to do these rotations? Everyone plays, bro, at City. Everyone plays. Why can't everyone play? Why can't we just know on the left it's either Martial or Rashford? Yeah. Up front it's either Ronaldo or Cavani. On the right it's either Greenwood and Sancho. And just play. So one does an hour, the other one does the 30 minutes, vice versa. It changes up. That we're playing the system. Yeah. Everyone needs to knows what needs to. So if we start like we start the last game we start with Martial on the left, he plays an hour. And then Rashford comes on for the last half. No one ain't going to complain. And then if the next game is different, no one ain't going to say nothing either. Let them share it because we know we've got quality there. The problem is if he just sticks on this team and then people are having bad games. Man City the other day, it was the first time they named an unchanged 11 in about, I don't know, a season or something.
Yeah.
The bread is always changing. You have to. But with the problem with OLE, he's also not changing. He's not even rotating.
Yeah, he's not rotating. That's a problem.
And the bad thing about his rotation is that he's not having people in set positions that they rotate in. So, example, someone like Rashford and Martial both know we're rotating for that number, for that left wing. That's our wing. Sancho and Greenwood knowing when I come on, that's what, not like, you come on, then you're up front, then you're on the right, then you're on the left. Sancho still hasn't played on the right one. You work that one out.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. Like a lot of people say, my front three would be Sancho, Ronaldo, Greenwood. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. I don't think it'll be a set in stone as that. You know, I don't really think so. I think it'll be difficult because now you've got Martial in there. You know what I mean? I don't trust Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to get the balance right, and that's the biggest problem. That's been our Achilles heel.
If you turn on a game and you had Martial on the left, Cavani up front, and Sancho on the right, would you complain?
What was that? Sorry.
If you turn on the game and it was Martial on the left, Cavani up front, Sancho on the right, would you complain?
Oh, difficult. What would you say?
I would say these guys can score goals. Sancho, Martial, and Cavani. I would like they can score. And if I turn it on and it was Rashford, Ronaldo, and Greenwood, I would still expect goals. The front three shouldn't be our problem. Do you know what I mean? We shouldn't. No. Yeah, the front three shouldn't be our problem. No matter how we play them, as long as they're playing in their right positions. Martial is good on the left. We know he can cut in, up front or on the left. Rashford the same, up front or on the left. Then we know Greenwood is up front or on the right. Sancho the same, on the right. So my thing is, whichever three he wants to start for whatever particular game, we shouldn't be thinking, these lot can't score goals. I'm not going to be looking at Cavani, Martial, and Sancho and thinking we're not going to get goals in. The only time I panic is when I look at that midfield and I see McTominay and Fred. That's it. So for me, that's my problem. My problem isn't up front. Any three you play up front, I'll be happy. Yeah. Any three. But it's that middle of the park. It's that middle of the park that worries me. Because I don't think with the front six that he's got, there's a group that he can play that will make any of us really worried. Yeah. I don't think.
You know what? Let's see what would be the kind of the first 11 that you would choose. Let me get the team up right now. What formation would you play?
4-3-3.
It's got to be in it. You know, we're not taking anything anymore.
But you know how I'll do it? I'll do it similar to how City do it, and the three will all be on the halfway line. All three on the halfway. Line. All three line. They'll be all lined up because that's their defensive that's where they drop back to. That's not where they stay, but that's where they all drop back to.
All right,
When they,
yeah, I said, yeah.
yeah, because they all have to defend, but that's not where they stay. They push on from that, but they all drop back like that to defend. So that's their
Okay.
defensive block. Do you know what I mean?
So we've got De Gea in goal. Would you have Wan-Bissaka or Dalot? That's a tricky one, man, because Wan-Bissaka, it doesn't help with the dynamic of going forward. He's a good defender, but going forward, is he great? And with what we're trying to do, we need to build sustained attacks. Is Wan-Bissaka the man to build sustained attacks?
I think the Wan-Bissaka problem is a coaching problem. But I think that if Wan-Bissaka continued to save us from conceding goals and continue to do what...
That's a defeatist mentality, though. That's
no, but you know what it is? Wan-Bissaka scored more goals and had more assists than Reece James last season. But what? But everyone was bigging up Reece James for having a great season. But Wan-Bissaka had more goals and assists.
I think Reece James, though, the chances created, in terms of, the fluidity of the attack, he gives them more balance.
No, but I think because he has a right winger who allows that balance. Wan-Bissaka's never had that until today. He still hasn't got it.
Yeah.
I think Wan-Bissaka's been dealt with dirty because all these other players played with great wingers in front of them that allowed the overlapping and everything. And with Wan-Bissaka, he hasn't had that, but he's still being judged at the highest level of that attacking play. So for me, I think he's done enough to stay in that United team, because I know if Dalot does all that attacking stuff and doesn't get as many goals and assists as we would like, but he continues to sustain attack, but then when the ball comes back, he gets done in and then they score 1 or 2, we're going to go mad.
But the problem is, though, if you look at Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's not the best going forward. Sorry, not the best defending, but going forward is as good as anyone. I think, I'm not saying that I'm comparing the two, but sometimes you have to take a hit. Sometimes you have to have and trust your two centre-backs to be that kind of guard, the CDM to cover him behind. Fabinho, Henderson always covering behind when Trent Alexander goes forward. Sometimes we have to think, kind of like...
I agree, but what's shocking is Wan-Bissaka done more attacking at Crystal Palace than he's done at Man United, if you look at the stats. So my thing is, why is that? I can only blame Ole for Wan-Bissaka's thing. I don't think it's a Wan-Bissaka thing, because he came in young enough. He's got the best attributes of defending. He started as a winger in his career. He needs to be coached. Yeah. Our coach ain't coaching him. I think that's an Ole problem. But I don't think we've seen enough of Dalot to just say, yeah, Dalot is the answer. I think he's good.
When we're going to say that, that's the thing, though. When you were ever going to say that's the problem, we're never going to. It's the same with
it's like the same.
When we're ever going to know.
But I think it's like Tellers. I feel like Tellers. Some people say, as much as Luke Shaw is good at what he does, but how many assists and goals did he get last season?
Yeah, true.
Compared to what Tellers was getting in Porto. People saying Tellers will actually get more goals and assists.
I think, you know what? Tellers is, for me, I've always said, for me, Tellers, man, if it wasn't down to the form of Shaw, Tellers would be in that squad. It's just been very, very unlucky. But I think the same way Tellers has had good games, he's never been able to kind of build on it. That's the problem with Ole, man. He never lets people build on their form. Bailly never let him build on their form.
100%. But then when you look at City, they change their left backs and right backs. They change them.
They do it all the time.
Depending on games and let people have chances. I don't know why Ole can't do the same.
He don't do the same. I don't understand that. I see Cancelo have the best start to the season, and all of a sudden, towards the end, Kyle Walker was playing every game.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it's crazy when you think about Ole's kind of man management. It's shocking, man.
So it shows that you can give enough game time to everyone to keep them happy and still keep the consistency of a winning team. Because City done it and won the league comfortably.
When you don't have a system, though, when you don't have a system and you don't have a style of play, you need everything to be. It's like almost like when people always say when something's right and it works for you. What's that saying? If it works for you, what's the word I'm looking for, man? If it works,
if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, that's all his mentality, but that's not the reality of life anymore. The reality of life now is, you don't dwell on your past. You keep life moves on, man. You know what I mean? That's
Ole's on the old school. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Rather than building on what you've got. He doesn't want to build on.
Building on what you've got, exactly, man. I think Ole's mentality is all what's wrong with his kind of tactics and everything. So who would you have in that midfield then?
For me, again, I'll have Donny in the middle, Pogba on the left, Bruno on the right. That's Rodri, Gundogan, and Bernardo Silva. That's
You
how
know
they're
what?
lining up.
That's crazy, you know. If we could do this, you know, that would be mad.
That's why I'm moving, because that's what City's doing. City's got Rodri in the middle, they've got Gundogan on the left, and they got the Silva on the right.
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva.
Even
So
Roger, when you look at him, he's not like a natural holder midfielder. He's not
he's
someone that can.
not.
He's not, is he?
He's Donny van der Beek, bro. He's Donny
He's
van
Donny
der
van de Beek,
Beek.
but a bit taller. Not a bit taller.
Even that, I don't even know how much taller. I'm telling you, he's not that tall.
Now, but people say here, Rodri's a CDM. Bro, he keeps the ball ticking. It's like Busquets. These guys are just conductors.
He's not your conductors. What CDM is he? What Rodri? What when's the last time you saw the mad tackle from Rodri? And he's not that type of CDM. He's a Carrick.
Exactly. That's true, you know. He's a Carrick. He's a
He's a
Carrick regen.
Carrick. Yeah.
Yeah, I've changed it now, people. Sorry about that. He's a Carrick regen. Let's be real. And
That's it.
It's not even on the quality of Carrick, I believe. I think Carrick was you know 2 times a player he is.
No, because sometimes City will play. Sometimes they will play. They will play. What's his name? They play They play. They'll play. De Bruyne on the left. Gundogan in the middle, who's even shorter, and Bernardo there on the right. They'll play that three and still terrorize everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, for me, I don't know if you've seen what Bernardo Silva was doing. He was picking the ball up from in between the lines. Did you see it? And it was almost like getting past the midfield, and he was picking the ball up from the halfway line.
Yeah.
You know, it can be done. But the problem
of course
is,
it can. Because they're brave on the ball. They're coached to be brave. They're solid. That's what they do. No. They work hard.
Bro, this formation doesn't work. I think what the reality is, right, is if we had Zidane as manager, that midfield could work. But everyone doesn't know the potential of what.
If it can't work, why does it work for City? Can that guy tell me why it works for City with the same type of players? Why does it work for Man City? Is it because of?
Look at that comment there. It says we play different to City, but then
that's because of our manager. That's our manager there. Yeah, then we need a new manager. You can't. Do we play better? Do we play different from City and play better?
Yeah, they have a coach. Yep, I think all road leads to the coach. That's the problem with us. Everything leads to the coach.
Because we're putting a team together here, guys, that Pep Guardiola would line up and win the league with. That's what we're telling you guys. So if Pep can do it and Klopp can do it, why go on for our team?
Yeah,
why go on for manager?
Thing is, right, Ajax, you know, he played as a 6, Donny van der Beek, and everyone was lauding it. You know what I mean? When he played at Juventus, when he played against the big teams in the Champions League, sometimes he played as a number 6, but because he was going forward, he's that kind of almost like, you know, he's all rounder. He's an all round midfielder. My thing is, right, a lot of people would, and someone says here, Rodri is a CDM though. I understand what you mean though, but the way he plays football, he doesn't act like a CDM though. He keeps the ball moving. He plays the ball between the lines. He's a conductor, man. But Michael Carrick was the same. Michael Carrick wasn't a CDM, but he almost played like a CDM, Moosa, because he's the way he kind of conducted midfield.
100%. 100%. I think, and that's what I think we need. And I think Neves was going to be like another Michael Carrick type of guy. I don't think none of them are this swashbuckling CDM that everyone's got in their brain. Jorginho, exact same. It's the exact same. This is what I'm trying to tell people. What we need is someone clever enough to allow others to go, good in possession, good at being able to be press resistant with these one-touch capability of football, and also be able to shuffle and support. And I say Donny has all those attributes. Does a coach like Pep increase them and make him better in them? Yes, he does. So where do we go from that?
Scholes was the biggest example. You know, I mean, he was a deep lying playmaker, but he wasn't even 6 foot. You know, how he was probably about 5'5" or something. But yeah, he was dominating midfielders, keeping the ball. I think I understand what everyone's saying is, you know, a lot of teams play with possession, so it would make it easier. You know, modern DM breaks up play, links defense to attack, pass aggressively, press resistant. But yeah, exactly. Kimmich does this. Brozovic. Exactly. Kimmich does this, Brozovic does this. They're all just press resistant and they play the ball quicker and they're aggressive. That's all. This is the modern DM. The modern DM isn't anymore that they shield the ball and they're tall and they're, you know what I mean? They're, I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? That midfielder has got long gone, man. It's long gone anymore. And we need to build them that. If Bernardo Silva's playing the midfield three nowadays when he's a right winger, it's crazy, man. It's madness, isn't it? But front three, where you go for front three, Moosa?
Front three, I would say, if I'm honest with myself, on form and on merit, it would be Ronaldo up front based on his stats last season. This is on everyone's stats on merit without having favourites. It will be Ronaldo up front, Rashford on the left based on Rashford's stats last season.
No, but what about now? Just fitness right now, in terms of fitness right now.
Fitness right now, then I would have to go for Martial on the left.
Not Sancho.
Nah, Sancho's not going on the left for me. I'm refusing to put him on the left because we said we wanted a right winger. So why are we putting him on the left? I don't get it.
Yeah, but then you drop it Greenwood.
Yeah, we have to, but we just have to be honest. That's why I said on form. I'm just saying because for me, Greenwood only stays on the right or up front. He's not going on the left.
Yeah.
And Sancho is only. I mean, Sancho is only going on the right or maybe in a 10 position. But he's not going on the left because why are we going to buy? Yeah. We got 3 left players that can play on the left. Like, why did we buy him? Like, I just can't have Sancho on the left. We have
no. Sancho, Ronaldo were never meant to happen. That's the problem, though.
Sancho,
Ronaldo were never meant to happen. It wasn't. Sancho didn't know Ronaldo was coming. Ronaldo was only made available just right now. Nobody knew Ronaldo was leaving.
100%, but and this is my starting. It doesn't mean that people can't come on. So if we're going on form, if you want to go on form now this season, then Sancho's on the bench for me. But if you want to go on Sancho's form last season, Sancho starts on his form and he's.
I think Martial's form is on the bench for me. You know, right now, I would play. This is what I would do. I would play Sancho on the left, and then I would play Greenwood on the right.
So then we shouldn't. For me, then we shouldn't have bought Sancho. We shouldn't have bought him. It's a waste of money.
Well, that's a whole other conversation. You know, time will tell with that one. But this is how it's going to be.
If we've got a right winger already at Man United that's keeping Sancho out of that right wing position, it tells me we should never bought him. Because if Greenwood is keeping,
the problem is though, Greenwood is a goal scorer. I think Greenwood. The problem is, right, we're all thinking about these possibilities because Ole's a manager. You know, we need to realize that these guys, for me, are meant to be at United, but we need to create a system. We bought Ronaldo because City wanted him. It was almost like, I can admit it was a panic move because at the end of the day we needed to get him. We couldn't see him go to our rivals.
But based on the goals that Ronaldo scores, him and Sancho were never going for the same position anyway. I say Ronaldo's a 9 and so is Cavani, and Martial's just not playing that. He's not. Martial can assist, can do things on the left.
Martial, I think I fear for Martial this season because I doubt he's going to start.
No, I don't think. But my thing again, why I say this is that City have a front 6 that don't have to worry about who's playing like that. They all get games.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't want our front 6. Yeah, I don't want our front 6 to think, oh, I didn't start. So for me, the fact that Sancho and Sanchez can share that position, they at their age, they should be getting good. They should be getting 20, 25 games a season each. Easy.
Yeah.
Champions League and football.
You'd hope so. Champions League football will help, and I think it'll give us much more.
I'm with what Jem's saying, that we know Sancho can play both positions, but the problem I'm having here, we keep on saying Wan-Bissaka hasn't had a partner. He hasn't had a right wing. All last season, everybody said Wan-Bissaka is going to finally get his right wing and partner. He's going to be able to overlap, do everything. The minute he comes, we're saying he can play both positions. I'm just saying we can't have it both ways. We have to be strict because when City's thinking raw, Sterling's on form. They don't get all this, and they don't get caught up with what Sterling's done for him.
Ruthless though.
They don't get caught up.
Every game though. They don't get
caught up. Sterling will be on form, like you said. Cancelo will be on form on right back. Next minute, Kyle Walker's on, bro. And that's City for us. So for me, I just feel like it doesn't matter, innit? So if everybody's fit, my front three at United is Rashford, Ronaldo, and Sancho. That's just me.
Okay,
If everyone's
that's you.
fit, and then back
Mine
up,
would
and then
be
back.
Sancho, Ronaldo, and Greenwood. I think Greenwood, for me, what he gives you, one chance, one goal. The fact that he's always in that position, I think he's going to be top scorer. I know Ronaldo's come in now, but I think Greenwood will be in around there. You've got to play Greenwood. It's crazy. Greenwood's undroppable for me now. He's playing with a confidence. He's scoring us goals. He's bailing us out. He has that feeling of one shot, bang. And you can't buy that.
I think Greenwood's still in. I think because Greenwood's created all of his goals, he still has the possibility of having a time in the season where he scores a lot of goals, and then having another time where he doesn't score, because not every shot's going to come off. If they're not creating for you, then it's not always going to work. But I think he's young enough, like what England's doing, where we don't have to rush him into every 11, that he can come on for half an hour. He can start for the first hour. He can score goals. He can start in a FA Cup game, in a, you know what I mean, in the League Cup game. And so I just feel like the front six again, like I said, any formation you do, I wouldn't have a problem with it, but I just wouldn't put Sancho anywhere near the left. I don't want to see Sancho on the left. And I know he can play there, but I just don't want to see him nowhere near there. Because this right has been a problem for how long? You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. And you can't just say to yourselves right now, you know, that right hand side, you're abandoning it because that's true. That is reality. That's true. We bought Sancho because we need a right winger. It's crazy, isn't it?
Sancho's meant to be now because he's meant to be JS7, the new number 7. Sancho's going to be the main man.
2 years now. He won't be that.
This one trying to say
JS7 for 2 years now. So it's
this
kind
one trying to say.
You know what I mean? But yeah, but we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. I think someone says here, David Mendy goes, Greenwood's such a baller. Greenwood's ahead of Sancho at the meet at the moment, off the right wing. Sancho, I think, is going to be a time to settle the team. Yeah, I agree with that one, man. I think he's ahead of him on the right side, which sounds crazy because you're not going to put Greenwood on the left. You're not going to put him up front. So he's going to be on the bench. And Greenwood on the bench for me, nah, man, I'm not having that. He's got to start, mate. He's got to start. But
my thing is this: Greenwood on the bench. Yeah, I'm with you. I just feel like if they rotate, you won't have a problem. I just feel like if he's always stuck on the bench, then you're going to have a problem. But I should just think it should be Greenwood and Sancho on the left, and both of them are good enough to start at any given game. And they'll both perform and give you something different. I feel like you should be able to go against a low blocking side and be like, raw, we're going to need Greenwood. These men are going to be low blocking. We're going to need a man that can spin and bang off. And I think you should be go against a side who defend high, and you think to yourself, you know what, Sancho can spin in round the back with his pace and do. I think you should be able to go in with both of them ready to start at any given game and knowing that they're going to perform. But they're not going to be able to perform if they don't have an engine in the middle of that park that can get the ball and move it quick.
But all he said, he's got 6 midfielders anyway. All he said, he's got everything ready. But we'll see. Anyway, people, we're going to wrap up the podcast here. Big up to everybody who's tuned in, man. Like I said to you, every Wednesday, 12 o'clock, we're here dissecting Man United. We're going to give everything, you know what I mean? It's a therapy session right here. So big up to everybody. Make sure you follow Moosa, Revert to Islam.
Shout out to Revert to Best Man. I'm here, people.
Yeah, but Resol as well. What you got lined up this week, man?
Resol, we're here, man. I've got some, to be honest, I'm working. I've got an appointment now. I've got some refugees who come in through Calais. They just come to collect some trainers. They're all outside waiting. So after this, we're going to be giving out some new trainers to some of the refugees who's come from Calais. How are
they when you meet them? How are they like?
They're cool, man. They're from different parts. Some of them are from North Africa. Some of them are from like as far out as like Asia, like China and places like that.
Wow.
Everyone's got a different story. Some of them are from Sudan. Everyone's got a different story. I'm here with Ali with the Bally. He's just sorting out the trainers now. Show him. Ali, where's Mr. Bally? Yo. Ali just sorting.
Yeah, man. Let us know what you're doing. Let us know what you're doing.
It was me that put Ronaldo, you know. It was me. I made the phone call. It was me. I'm part of it.
That's it, man.
No, giving a couple of man here. See right now, his eyes on me. Lift that camera. Yeah. Boom. Man need to get to work for the evil light. And they're watching me. What's this guy doing in the camera?
Yeah. So we're just
man.
getting working, getting busy, trying to make things happen. But yeah, man.
Yeah. Big up, man. Big up, man. Love to see it, people. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as always. Make sure you smash a like and leave a like on the video. You get me? You, man, showing love all the time. You know what I'm saying to you. I'll be back later tonight, 8 o'clock on Twitch. Me and Adam Fahimi Tactical Show. So we'll be doing that on Twitch now. You know what I mean? Switching it up. You know what I mean? But big up to everybody who's tuned in. Like I said to you, have the rest of your day. And we'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.
One people.